So yeah, if for example you want Cristiano Ronaldo to do one post for you on Instagram, I hear it costs about $3.6 million. In Naira at the moment, that would be into like over 4 billion Naira for one post on IG. Like, if just imagine 4 billion Naira for one post, right?
You're welcome to my YouTube channel, by the
way. So today, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Okwemi Olugwemiro, and I'm going to be talking about influencer marketing. Influencer marketing is a lot of things to different people, but I'm going to be combining a couple of things together: influencer marketing, brand ambassadorship, shots. Because some people are on retainer for influencers, some people are just like short-term stuff, come in, do stuff and go. Some is just billboard, image rights, like different other expressions. So I'm just going to be combining every part of marketing or brand building efforts that connects to leveraging the brand equity of personalities, right? And that's what I'm going to be doing today. I think influencer marketing is becoming a big deal in the world now, and it happens in a lot of ways. So one of the things that comes to mind, just imagine how, if I say this thing now, you will know how to finish it. So I know say one day you go make us proud. That's one called Kano. And I know I can't remember how old I was the first time I had that, but Peak Meek leveraging Kano, right? His identity at that time blew our minds in a lot of ways that till now, most of us have not even forgotten it, right? And that's why I said I'm going to be combining a lot of things around leveraging personal brands for like brand equities for businesses and all those other stuff. Because again, they are doing almost exactly the same thing. So if you're a brand, right, young, small, and you're looking at leveraging rights or personalities to be able to push your brand, what should you be looking at, right? Because there have been a lot of questions around, this influencer is charging X, this influencer is charging Y, millions of Naira, this is how, and if you are in the brand communication space, sometimes when you see the rate card, I just swallowed, right? You get to see how a lot of things are happening. I know I started with like the whole Ronaldo story, but come to think of it, Ronaldo has like 630 million people, right, following him on Instagram alone. That's like the whole population of Nigeria, according to the most recent census, about 200 million plus, times 3. That means the population of Nigeria times 3 plus. That's what is following him on Instagram. So yeah, so most likely if he gets to like push something, it gets a whole lot of backing, awareness. Sometimes can even, one day I was talking about the fact that I think that guy has like one of the strongest personal brands in the world. Do you know how many people just call goes and just decide to do it's interesting. But to just come back to the topic before I get distracted, I have been thinking around my mind when I saw a tweet by Adia on, so how exactly can brands in this part leverage the influencer marketing conversation? And I've been thinking, what can we do? How can we approach it? And something came to mind. I kind of like developed some form of small framework to help you in making that decision if you're considering leveraging a brand or a person or a personality to push your own brand, right? And I call it SACT, SACT, SACT. The first one is significance, the second one is awareness, the third one is conversion, and the fourth one is trust. So this is what I'm thinking. So if you're looking at making a decision on which influencer to go with, or which strong brands to go with, or which personal brand, because sometimes people are going for like the bigger guys, and what they need at that time could be smaller, niche-based people or nano people or people who even like just micro influencers, and so they are spending money on the wrong objective, right? So this framework is to help you make a decision on who to go with and the things to be demanding for when you're having conversations with these guys or the influencers or the personal brands you're trying to do. So the first one, significance, right? This means that you are looking at optimizing your conversation or your interaction with an influencer from the perspective of being seen in a particular way, right? What you are trying to achieve with this is not necessarily awareness. Can it be connected to awareness later on? Yes. But what you're looking at, right, is first of all, situating yourself in the culture and experience of the people. An example would be what, is it Life Lager Beer? Yeah, did with Peter Doce. I mean, when you see him, he is a custodian of the culture, and using him in an advert makes people see them in a particular kind of way.
You could get me a glass of life and put to happen.
Then the conversation is no more. I mean, so when you're having someone like a pet on your stuff, I'm not sure you're looking at awareness, right? Even if he has that following, but it's more from the perspective of a titled man, a man that is seen as a culture custodian, right? It is more from the perspective of significance and respect and positioning, so to speak, than any other thing. So I'm not sure you'll be looking for influencers or personalities to be able to situate yourself in a culture of that magnitude, and you'll be looking for numbers. Maybe you have 1 or 2 million followers or 15 million followers. You're looking for people who are respected, right? So you're looking for people who are respected. Even though a lot of conversations happen when drafting or trying to engage influencers around numbers and all, for this one, you're majorly looking for people who can hit emotional triggers in the minds of the people you are looking at. I mean, it's like love, like culture, like respect, like some form of pride, right? That's what you are hitting for, and those are the yardstick that is going. And a lot of people who would want to do this, and I've seen this a lot, is in the FMCGs. I know startups are beginning to consider this, but not as much. But the example is you have reached a level that awareness for you is there, and it's not so much of a worry, right? So you're just looking for, how else do I tell these people I connect with them? Yes, that is where significance, and that's why I started with it, because more often than not, you need to have reached an appreciable level of weight. Let me put it that way: weight as a brand, to be able to look at personalities or engaging with personalities or leveraging the equities of personalities from the perspective of significance. Okay, then the second one is awareness, right? For awareness, you are hit the ground running, like where that day 2 hit the ground running. That's where you're gunning for. And so this one, you're looking more for numbers, like how popular, how in tune with the culture is this with this person, how many eyeballs can they get. You're looking at impressions, you're looking at reach, right? You are looking at the niche, the reach of his niche per se. So that's what you're looking at. So if you are thinking awareness, then your metrics are a lot around how many people do this, how many people know this person, how many people, if this person is seen on a billboard, can you make people stop to kind of like check, oh, cool, like, right? There's a fintech brand that did it with Bonner, right? And it was, because for a lot of people, like, oh, okay, yeah. So there are a lot of conversations around it, and I know that especially fintechs, cross-border payments, they are hitting this one a lot. So yeah, and most of the people who are like pretty expensive are usually in this niche because what they are gunning for or what you are looking to leverage is their reach and influence that they have built over time. Sometimes there are people who can combine awareness and significance together. But if you are like optimizing for awareness solely, then you're looking at reach, you're looking at impressions, you're looking at eyeballs, you're looking at numbers. If it's an event, you're looking at people who come based on the fact that this person's face is on the flyer. And one of the ways you can track this is to use referral codes, ask questions after, more like feedback forms, surveys, right? Awareness is, there's one that some guys used to do now. So they have different links on different websites that they use individual. So when people visit the websites based on, again, it's still tracking, like based on the link that is on those places, or you scan the barcodes to download that on specific places, you can track that this thing is coming from this person. And so, but more often than not, these guys are awareness people. So if you are optimizing for awareness at a particular period of time, then you should now be looking to who has reach, who has numbers, who has stuff. Yeah. So first, I've spoken about significance. Second one, I've spoken about awareness. The third one is conversion, right? And this is where, again, like I explained, some people can combine these things. So maybe if you're optimizing for but if you're optimizing for small budget, I'm not sure you are going to be doing significance and awareness and then conversion. But yeah, conversion is you're looking for people, micro or nano influencers, people who, if this person talk about this thing, many people, they have a small community who believe them, right? That if they say, for example, there are a couple of people in the travel places that if they say, hey, let's go to Cape Verde, a lot of people would want to, right? If there are a couple of people in the tech space now, maybe in Nigeria, if Fisayo is saying something about the product, people are like, oh, okay, we could try it, right? And so it's like these guys are not necessarily, I wanted to say not necessarily big, but Fisaya has numbers, so it doesn't enter this example. But yeah, but sometimes if you're optimizing for conversion, you're looking for people who have small, close-knit communities. They have the ears of the people who are following them, and yeah, they can make them do stuff. And sometimes these guys can have big numbers. I always used to give example of Tiger beer. I don't do beer. I don't drink beer. But one time I loved 360 Knobs. I've been following him since then. Now he's doing shots by Knobs and a couple of other stuff. That's Nobuligwe. And he had pushed Tiger beer so much that one day I went out because there was a bar beside my house at the time. A Tiger bar. And I had the beer and I kind of like even tweeted at him and told him that, hey, Knobs, I'm trying this because of you and because I like you, right? And that's like, for those kind of people, the likeness you have for them can make them convert you to begin to try things. And so if you are optimizing, then you need to now look. So if, for example, you are going for conversion, you need to now look and say, okay, this is the kind of things, and then you're now very clear. Number of downloads, number of people who buy, number of downloads if you're doing like a digital product, number of people who buy, increase in sales at a period of time. That's why sometimes I even think that we should not like grab plenty influencers per time. Use one. Or so that you can even track, especially if you're doing conversion, or try to see how you can use referral codes, try to see how you can do things per place. Like one time we're launching a brand and I was working with that brand and we were in the room when they were announcing the influencers and they announced someone from the north, and all the POS people and business people who came from the north for that rebrand announcement sprung up, and there was like excitement in the room. And that was one of the days it really dawned on me that connecting to people, right? Inclusion is a very, very huge part in the conversation when it comes to choosing influencers. So yeah, conversion. So if you're optimizing for conversion, you're looking for people who can convince, you're looking for people who have the ears and hearts of the people who are following them, who don't just have following, because there are some people who have large following, but they do not necessarily, they may not be able to convince people to do things just because they are following them. So large following does not always equal conversion. So you need to optimize and look at, okay, if I'm optimizing for conversion, then these are the kind of people I want to work with. The last one, I've spoken about significance, I've spoken about awareness, I've spoken about conversion, and the last one is trust. Again, this is one of the frameworks for determining who you work with that is not so much about numbers, although numbers can contribute to it, but that does not mean that some people cannot be on this category with not having numbers. Let me put it that way. Because for these, the conversation is around the fact that this person has become an authority, right? This person has become a face for something. If I have him on my brand, people will trust me. And it works in two ways. One of the ways it first works is, okay, this person has become an authority. Two is like, whoa, this person, it will be expensive to get this person. So if this company or this brand is working with this person, that means they can, they will take care of my money, or they have money enough, or they are standard, and they are within a class of things, they're within a class of people. Because, for example, and this plays a lot into when you begin to talk about luxury, right? Because trust becomes an integral conversation around why should we believe that you will deliver the value that you say you will deliver. Sometimes the caliber of people who are associated with a brand, brands can leverage the equity of trust that is on people, because people believe this person and feel like this person is not going to sacrifice the weight of his equity or of his person for a brand and not confirm if this brand is good enough. They can just confer trust on brands, right? And so people like this, I'm not sure when you're looking to have conversations with them, you're thinking about traction or this. But at the end of the day, yeah, traction may be, but at that particular point in time, what is most important is the fact that if I get this person can confer a level of trust, a level of believability, right? A level of, okay, we should try these people out. These people are good, right? And it's a lot. So to just do a short recap on like the whole conversation to the last few minutes. I've spoken about significance, awareness, conversion, trust. I don't just think that this thing should be about the brands themselves. I think influencers or people who are in the business of monetizing our attention, right, should also understand where they stand, right? If you're an awareness person, just understand where you stand in the matrix. If you're a significance person, know what you are. If you do a lot around trust and conversion, know what you are. If you do a lot around awareness and trust, so it helps you when you're having conversation, because sometimes what people, especially people on the operator side, maybe people like on the marketing and comm side, is that when they're having conversations, the people on the influencer side approach them the conversation of numbers with vibes and inshallah. And so if, for example, you know that you're not so much of, if you're an awareness, then you have numbers, and then you can easily say that, okay, this is what you are going to track. If you are working with me, these are the metrics you are going to track. These are not, because you know that you already have the numbers. If you're a conversions person, you know what you should also even be tracking for yourself. Because some people, impressions and reach are enough, especially for some category of conversations. If you're trying to do conversion, then impressions and reach are not enough. You'll now be considering, if it's a tech product, downloads, right? You'll not be considering quality of users again, because sometimes as a result of the fact that some people are even paying for followers, you even now have like long impressions and reach, right? And the people who are downloading the app from your referral code and not people who the people on the app needs, who the brand needs. So again, you now need to see how you can align around those things. So understanding this framework of SACT, right, significance, awareness, conversion, and trust, helps you also to know what to do when it comes to qualifying your brand, like I mentioned earlier. So if you're in the business of monetizing attention, you should also know where you sit in this framework, as it helps you to be able to have conversations with other relevant stakeholders in the process. So it's the same thing. Brands, businesses, leveraging equity and personality, conferring trust, conferring different expressions of what this relationship is, which is most likely supposed to be a win-win situation for the brand and the person. I think that this framework helps a lot to be able to ensure that conversations are had in the best possible way, and also ensure that both parties get the most value. I always love to end with the fact that there are a couple of other videos. I think there was one I did around WhatsApp. There was one I did around hacking product market fit with branding, and several other videos on this channel. Please like, subscribe, share if it means a lot to you, and I'm always excited to get questions. My name is Okoyemi Olugbemiro, and thank you for watching.